Hello there, Site 42 staff, and welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and nearly 3 months, and counting, because the daily stream streak remains strong, I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e., fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 1 hour for today's briefing. But before we get to the stream subject followed by general Q&A, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Sleepless Dragon. Congratulations on being the number 1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Amber, Puppet Boy, Silent Follower, Aflac, Senior Researcher Alex, Blue Phantom, LARP Site 42, Rune, and Drift Spawn. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Intern Steven, Hunter Mark, Fox's Diagons, Froy, Alex, Yeetus, Intern Harry Hoft, Stealth Gray, SCP-131-A, Tiger Claws Gaming, Oliver, Akavogue, and That Springy Boy. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually. And thank you for being here, interns, just to be you. Now, Puppy of Interest 42 is very politely waiting to say hello to you. So let me facilitate this greeting. Baby girl. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is of course here to say hello to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. She is very happy to get the greetings to and from the chat. The sweetest pumpkin at Site 42 is here to say hello today. And she is also here to receive her chat-mandated treats. Now, because these are tiny, tiny treats, you are mandating that she gets 2 of them. You are very generous that way, I'm sure. And the baby girl appreciates it. Very good, sweetie pumpkin. Now be free. For my allergies. And continuing on. Reminder that today's stream is sponsored by the Send Dr. Sherman to the Crazy Expensive YouTuber Convention Fund. If you happen to have extra donation funds this particular month, this particular week actually, in 5 days, Friday, I will be attending the YouTube tech convention known as Open Sauce. Open Sauce is a YouTube tech convention where roboticist YouTubers are going to show up and show off their sweet, sweet robots. On top of which, a large litany of famous YouTubers will be there, many of which in the tech, film, and gaming space would be great assets to interact with as an SCP Foundation content creator. To say, hey, look at all the subscribers I have. Look at how cool and charming I am. Don't you want to hang out with me and help me make an SCP movie or video game? There will also be YouTube corporate present, which will allow me to interface with them and perhaps get invited to these kind of things in the future. So if you are able to help me fund the very expensive tickets, the time off work, and the merch that I am purchasing from friend of the channel Toad King Studios to hand out to make sure that we are very memorable, then I would appreciate your excess of donations during this time. Hopefully I can be a very good and charming diplomatic envoy on behalf of the greater SCP Foundation, so I can pass along good vibes to the SCP community and bigger and better networking goals, knowledge, and opportunities. If you are able to submit funds to this cause, we thank you for your service. And a reminder, even if you can't donate, being a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, is a way to help out. Donate your time and effort by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting and chatting, making memes, shitposts, fan art, out-of-context compilations, edits, spread Site-42 and the projects we work with, the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, and merch makers, so we can have more and more, bigger and better SCP projects. We thank you for your service, both the money team and the engagement team both. Now, for today's stream subject. Earlier in this, actually, no, not earlier, just yesterday, we were discussing two things of varying importance. Wait. Interesting. Anyways, I'm not getting off topic. Yesterday we discussed two things that combined into today's stream subject. The first of which we discussed yesterday's, or a couple days ago's, partial reading of SCP-9344, and how myself, I wasn't really relating to it, how many in the chat had varying mixed opinions on it, but we are still, at least in my view, positively trying to engage with the work to see what other people might see in it. Because honestly, in the world, a lot of people are very bad about only taking their own opinions into account and not valuing the outlooks of others. If we can go in that Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, LeVar Burton of Reading Rainbow fame, manner of trying to understand others and their perspectives on art, even if we do not like it, it might mean something to them, then I think also doing that with other people's perspectives on life, love, who they care to be and or love, within reason, not giving grace to Nazis, of course, can make the world a better place. Now, the second subject that we talked about was that sometimes when I don't have an idea of what to talk about on stream, sometimes I will just hit the random SCP button. Sorry, I just gotta get this out of my head so it stops distracting me. Hey Desk, I'm not sure exactly what Driftspawn fully meant by their message, but I do realize they were talking about someone trying to make the TV show Jackass, but with SCPs, which on its face would be a funny concept, but they did say a lot of weird things like going far on the aggression against someone trying to do that. I was a little confused, and so I hope Driftspawn clarifies their statement a little bit. I think they went a little hard in the paint on the roleplay there. That's what I think was happening. At least my best guess. But I can see out of context how that was a very aggressive message. Now, Driftspawn, that is a very clear message. Huzzah. Yes, report that to higher management. I do not trust Clef with this project. Okay, as I was going back to in my stream subject, I am no longer distracted. We have solved the issue. As I was saying, sometimes when I do not know what to talk about on stream, I just hit the random SCP button on the front page of the wiki, and I see if it brings up something interesting to talk about. And today, hitting random SCP for me brought up an article that I do very strongly resonate. I don't know if it will resonate with you, but now you're going to have to practice being like me and sit there while I gush about this SCP that I fell in love with this morning. Because this is why I keep coming back to the SCP community. Because sometimes you will just be hitting that random SCP button and a nugget of SCP writing gold will stab you directly in your heart. So, sit back as I inform you of a new gem of SCP I unearthed today, SCP-2882, codename, Overwriting Myself for a Faraway Dream. SCP-2882, Overwriting Myself for a Faraway Dream. So, this is honestly short enough. I'm just going to read it to you. We're having a good old-fashioned SCP reading for the first half of this coffee break. Here we go. Enjoy my performance. Item number, SCP-2882, Object Class Euclid, Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2882 is housed in a regular humanoid containment unit. Containment of SCP-2882 is watched over by at least one guard at its entrance. SCP-2882 may speak with the guard and hold conversation. It is to be periodically checked for signs of self-harm. SCP-2882 is to attend bi-weekly therapy sessions with the on-site therapist, currently Dr. Larson. Based on that description already, content warning for self-harm. Dr. Larson has tasked the subject with a daily diary, for which it has been granted a notebook and pen. SCP-2882 is also to have at least 15 minutes of discussion with any Foundation personnel at least once every 48 hours. All personnel interacting with SCP-2882 are to provide accounts of their own lives when requested to, and are recommended to share accounts of exclusively mundane daily activities such as meals or leisure time. If SCP-2882 becomes distressed or demands accounts of greater significance, the on-site therapist is to be contacted immediately. Now this next section is struck through, so something has changed. SCP-2882 is allowed access to a 3-hour session with a member of D-Class personnel once every 7 days. The D-Class personnel is to recount their life experiences before their arrival to the Foundation for SCP-2882. Now let's see why that is and how this has been changed. Due to SCP-2882's deteriorating mental state, Dr. Larson has recommended no further sessions. To help with stabilization, 2882 has the privilege to request objects instead, though the total worth of requests may not exceed $85 within a 30-day period. The limit may be raised or lowered depending on behavior. Description: 2882 is a humanoid male of indiscriminable ethnicity with age and no name. Indiscriminable ethnicity and age with no name. Footnote: 2882 will respond to any designation as if it was its name, so long as it is directed towards it. Of approximately 1.8 meters in height and 62 kilograms in weight. 2882 is physically normal, with the exception of an abnormally thick dermis. This is likely a consequence of its anomalous properties and currently does not harm 2882. It is generally cooperative with the Foundation. It will often request to hear recounts of personal experiences, even though it appears fully aware of the detrimental effect it has on its mental health. 2882 is capable of speaking in any language fluently, so long as it is spoken to in the language first. It is also competent at reading in any language, but can only write in a language when instructed to. When a person recounts any personal experience to 2882, 2882 will claim to be capable of remembering the experience as if it was its own. This has been confirmed with 2882 being capable of recounting certain details of the surroundings and context of the experience that weren't previously mentioned in the recounting. Each individual experience coincides with the appearance of a tattoo on 2882's skin. There is likely no upper limit on the amount of experiences 2882 may remember, and it doesn't forget any shared experiences, although it is capable of forgetting memories of its own life. 2882's skin is approximately 97% covered in tattoos. Footnote: this includes inside of the skin inside the mouth, such as the inner lips, cheek, tongue, and gums, with several layers of tattoos in certain places. These tattoos are currently capable of shifting locations and between layers outside of 2882's control. When 2882 recounts an experience spoken to it, the corresponding tattoo will glow faintly. 2882's mental state has degenerated significantly since coming into Foundation acquisition, partially due to its anomalous properties, and partially due to 2882's strong desire to be returned to an unknown entity that created it. Dr. Larson has been assigned to 2882 as its psychologist and has been authorized to refer to it colloquially during interviews, counseling sessions, and in 2882's general presence. Taking a small break in the reading, as we do for slightly longer articles. So far we have an anomaly that can remember your memories, that is a deteriorating mentally ill state, and when it recounts memories with you, tattoos appear on its skin. Pandagras, yes, that is Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie barking. She is likely trying to gain the attention of the deaf Grandma J, who will only play with her if alerted by touch, because, again, deaf. Or Agent Goose might be detrimentally ignoring her. How dare you deny Puppy of Interest 42 attention? It could be either. It's on the other side of the room. I currently do not know. All right. You know what? I'm just going to power through. We'll get this done, and then we'll settle on the donos and Q&A in totality at the end. So here's interview 2882-001. The password for the interview here, by the way: when kindness is eclipsed with cruelty. I wonder how relevant that is. Date: August 18th, 1998. Interviewer: Dr. Larson. Interviewee: SCP-2882. Begin log. Dr. Larson starts speaking. Hello, SCP-2882. Are you okay with that designation? I'm okay with whatever you want to call me. I'm not mentally ill, Dr. Larson. You can see I'm fully lucid, and I'm not harmed myself or others in any manner. I don't know who called you to pick up some random homeless guy, but I'm fine, and I don't need the charity. Please let me leave. Oh, now you want attention from me because Agent Goose is a neglectful parent! Oh no!
She hasn't asked me for attention. She was after Jeff.
I hear that Agent Goose is a criminal who does not give love, so you will be here for the delightful reading of this horrifying article. Continuing on from Dr. Larson. I'm afraid we can't do that right now. Could you tell me where you get your tattoos? We've heard reports they're quite unusual. Oh, I didn't think you guys actually existed. Are you going to kill me now? Keep me for horrible experiments? Are you head baddie, Dr. Larson? I can assure you, we're nothing like the movies. If you can answer a few questions for me, we'll have your room set up right away. Well, okay, I can tell you everything I remember, Dr. Larson. My memory isn't what it used to be. That's okay. Can you tell me who you are? What do you do that's different from others? Were you always like that? Tell me your story first. If you do, I'll tell you mine. I don't need your career in your super secret organization or anything. Just give me some stories of your childhood. Well, I had 2 parents who were very kind to me. I used to read a ton of books. I had a pretty average childhood, I think. Thanks, Dr. Larson. You are really nice. But there was one I want to hear more. It happened on the 4th of July. The family always made a big deal to celebrate. They always seemed to have such a good time, and you were Jealous, yes. For a long time, I was so jealous. And on the year I was old enough to join in the festivities, I was tasked to cut onions. We didn't know any better. You were so cute. They were so happy. I remember it well. Dad was smiling that slightly crooked smile when you knew he pranked you and you didn't know it yet. And then your eyes started to water. Dad, why onions make cry? It hurts. He was laughing so loudly, and then Mom saw and joined in. My older brother told me to be tough and go through it, since he went through it last year. So then I turned back to the onions and everything was blurry, but everyone was laughing. But then, sharply inhale and holds the palm of its left hand with a wince. A new tattoo depicting an open cut can be seen. It was really deep. There was so much blood. That's enough for now, SCP-2882. Larson tentatively rubs over the scar on her own left palm. The family was never quite the same whenever you were in the kitchen. For a while, you thought that I had ruined the 4th of July forever. I wish I could say sorry to them all, especially Dad. He never pranked you again. I still want to see his crooked smile sometimes, even after all these years. You had questions? Yes, about your own childhood. Not as emotional as yours, I think. I don't remember much of it now. I was made, not born. Sculpted out of the leftovers of a star's corpse by something big and wonderful and wise. Perhaps not God like humans know it, but maybe something a bit like it. It sent me here so I could help it learn even more when I come back with all these new experiences of what it means to be human. How are you sure you'll come back? Sometimes my parents send me messages. It's been getting harder lately, but I can hear their voice if I can clear my head enough and listen. They say they're proud of me and that I'll come home soon. It's all anyone could ever want, right? To make their parent proud. End log. This was the initial interview upon containment. SCP-2882 displayed noticeable emotional distress, and Dr. Larson was tasked with calming and interviewing SCP-2882. End of section. We have one section remaining. So we'll finish this, and then we'll move to general Q&A. I'll catch up on the donos. For those who are just joining us, we are reading SCP-2882. We are done with the initial documentation and the interview. Now we are moving on to excerpts of SCP-2882's diary. Reminder, content warnings for self-harm. You missed some things in the beginning about some other SCPs. Journey, I don't know what you're talking about. I've read this document every word. I've not missed any phrasing of this anomaly yet. Desk, if you can clarify. But I will now finish the article and move to the documentation. Excerpts, document 2882-1. The following are excerpts of document 2882-01, SCP-2882's diary. August 18th, 2002, so has been in containment for approximately 4 years. Dr. Larson told me to make a journal today. I needed to work on my pronoun use. He says if I can recover enough, we can have our D-class sessions again. I really want that. It's the best chance I have to go home. I hope I am picked up soon. I really want to do good for my mum. I'm going to call it my mum. That's quite human. I think my mum would be proud. April 4th, 2005. The decision today has been that I will write memories in here in hopes they will be less hard on me. Me! A little while ago, I remember being at the mall, being told about being at the mall. There was a girl the person really liked. I felt so strongly about loving her, but they were so afraid of her rejection that I never told my true feelings about her. I still regret it to this day. No, it never happened to me. It's just a story. I have to remember what Dr. Larson said to do my thinking exercises so I can get better and I had to check my other diary, but it's having something called D-class sessions. I don't remember them, but I remember they were really important. I remember my mom. Keep her in mind. She'll bring me home and then be so proud of me. Maybe we can celebrate an Easter together. I think my mom would like hearing all I learned about families and family holidays. The following page is a rough sketch of an unknown nebula. It is labeled Home. October 31st, 2005. Halloween always brings a lot of memories. We'll try to keep some down. When this person was very young this one Halloween, my parents couldn't come follow me because they worked so long and were so tired. It was okay, because Mom bought me a costume right before the big night. I got a grocery bag to collect candy with, because I knew this would be the only time of year I could get sweets, because Dad and Mom only made enough to keep us housed and fed. The night was really cold and my mask was too big. I remember it was so cold. My fingers were numb and each stair to the houses were so big compared to my tiny body. Some people were asking where my parents were, so Damn! It's too difficult for him. No, me. My stomach hurts from all the candy I never ate. The cavities were worth it, though. At least we all thought they were. My favorite was the chips. My favorite was the lollipops. My favorite was the chocolate. My favorite was the bubblegum. My favorite was the jawbreakers, cotton candy, licorice. No. He doesn't like, I don't even like sweets. It's really hard to sleep with a stomach ache. Dr. Larson's note. October 31st, 2005 was the first documented incident in which SCP-2882 displayed self-harming behavior. The next morning, 2882 was found to have deep, self-inflicted bite marks in its forearms, several of which broke skin. It could not explain itself upon interview. August 19th, 2010. The agent had my black coffee today. I don't like it black much, it tastes bitter. Why did I have it black when No. Illegible text, presumably random scribbling, is suggested by Dr. Larson when 2882 is frustrated. There is a feeling that there should be a voice that should be there. Is it mine? Is it me? It is someone important. I'm waiting for the important person. Make them proud. Someone all-embracing, but I don't remember their face. The previous journals, but these are his memories. Why aren't I remembering her own? Giving up on pronouns now. Their head hurts. It's too hard. Shouldn't stay up so late. August 20th, 2010, the next day. I remember who I was listening for. I haven't heard from them in over 10 years. The following page is presumably an extremely rough copy of the Unknown Nebula sketch from the journal dated April 4th, 2005. The copy is covered in question marks. The paper shows signs of water damage. So, reminder, the entity has now been in containment for over 12 years and hasn't heard from this in 10 years. December 24th, 2010. Christmas is coming up. I wanted to show her mother far away what family was like. And maybe see it through her, one's own eyes. Dr. Larson's note. This entry is the last time SCP-2882 produced an entry in words and sentences. Every following entry has been a series of highly detailed pictures, presumably memories that have been shared with it. 2882's mental health rapidly deteriorated after Christmas. End of document. Fucking whoa. That hit me like a ton of bricks when I read it. Now, maybe you too was moved and affected by this article. Or maybe not. I don't know. That's between you and your reading. But damn, as I said yesterday when I was talking about how 9334 is not affecting me, but it does affect people with similar experience, I told you that memory issues, Alzheimer's, stuff like that, fucks with me. This fucks with me. And so yes, I immediately upvoted because damn. Damn. And so, Intern Wofford, that is SCP-2882. Please, if you enjoyed that article and you are a member of the SCP database, feel free to upvote if you choose to. Downvote if you did not think it deserves to be an SCP. I don't think anyone could say that. But, whoo! So, a perfect example of, wow, this hit me like a brick and it might not hit others, but damn. And that's why I'm powering through 9344. So even if it doesn't hit me, I still want to try to understand it because it's hitting other people. And I want to know why. I want to understand their experiences. And secondly, the power on hitting the random SCP button. That was my first hit of the day. I didn't check multiple times. I just hit random SCP. 2882 come up. I have never heard of this article. Holy damn. So, that brings our stream subject to the end. I hope you enjoyed SCP-2882. SCP author Soulless Singularity. Fucking claps, bro. Fucking snaps. Yo. Incroyable, I say. Incroyable. So, from there, I now return to the chat, where I will catch up on the donos, and we will have approximately 29 minutes of general Q&A before the end of this coffee break. Affleck, thank you for your 13 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your long-term researchership here at Site 42. You said, ah! I hope you got it out of your system. Affleck, thank you also for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Please grab yourself a kumquat on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, send help. 4 V-Series robots at breach containment. They are run off blood and extremely skilled in all forms of contact. Well, where are they contained? Aren't they contained in hell? Isn't that where they're contained? So just let the Hellions deal with it. Robert, thank you for sending 4 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they'll spend them wisely. Aoki, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. They are now a 1-star team. Alex, thank you for sending 15 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. They now have 3 prestige ranks and are still a 1-star team. Intern Rosemary, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Please grab yourself a Coney Island Hotted Doge on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, while you're gone on your field assignment to the Great YouTube Convention, who will be running the site while you're gone? Well, after the last time I was incarcerated for being possibly anomalous, and Steve ran the site, you can understand how I'm going to be a bit tetchy about letting Steve be in charge again. Yeah, I haven't forgotten. I don't care if you were possessed. So I'm going to have to see who can take Steve's stead for me. Alex, thank you for sending 5 more stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They have another prestige rank, and now they are still a 1-star team. Alex, thank you for sending 3 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend them wisely. Redacted, thank you for sending a singular star. You have upgraded the staff to a 2-star team. Cough Cough, thank you for sending a laughing disco to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will bust out some sweet and yet comical moves on the dance floor. Rosemary, thank you for sending a star. The chat is now a 3-star team. And Rosemary, thank you for sending sparkles. I'm sure the chat appreciates cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Agent Goose would like to plead their innocence in ignoring the puppy of interest 42 codename Charlie by firstly saying, hey, I did not ignore the puppy. She was trying to get attention of Jay, which I said was a possibility, and also showing the amount that I do not ignore the puppy of interest is puppy of interest 42 is also present in my Vitero game. So obviously, I am not ignoring puppy of interest 42 codename Charlie.
I can't be.
So yes, the puppy is there in spirit. Journey of Games says, you play Fortnite?
Yeah.
Agent Goose plays a lot more Fortnite than me, but I am known to fort a night once in a while. Are you going to get terminated for leaking information to the general media? Intern Woford, I know you've probably undergone amnestic therapy since you've forgotten, but this stream is only broadcast to SCP Foundation staff members in most universes. Now, there are some universes where this is broadcast to SCPs specifically, because for some terrible reason, those universes allow SCPs the right to use internet-capable devices. I don't approve of this, but not my universe, not my problem. And then in the very rare universe where we do broadcast to the public, it's because it is a broken masquerade scenario. The public already knows about the Foundation and the Anomalous, and I am their PR representative to spread the word that, hey, the Foundation's doing a good job. Please keep funding us. Don't stop us from containing anomalies, because they're dangerous. You're welcome. Imagine playing Fortnite on your day off and your boss himself steals your victory royale. Well, Mamori, you should just keep your eyes out. Hi, just want to say Dr. Clef is going to SCP-173's room. Oh, is it date night already over there? Huh. I would have thought date night would take place later in the day. I mean, it's more like a date brunch at this point. Now I want brunch. Brunch would be really good right now. Huh. I wonder if I have time to get brunch after the coffee break, but before the cover job. Consider the brunch. What time is it for you? Journey of Games. Site 42, at least in my universe, is based outside of the San Francisco Bay Area, which means that it is currently 11:38 in the morning, the perfect time for brunch. I personally don't play video games at all. Well, just all the more likely that if you did play, I would 360 no-scope your ass. Pew, pew, pew. I found a way to contain SCP-096 and SCP-173. For 096, why don't you just get a whole bunch of blind people because all their senses are enhanced? So, intern nothingness, already you've got a problem here. Putting more people around 096 doesn't do anything to maintain containment, because someone on the other side of the planet could see the photo of 096, and then 096 would go kill them, breaching containment to do so. So this strategy is not helpful. And SCP-173 doesn't need humans to observe, try AI. AI is not sentient. Well, the standard AI is known to the non-anomalous field. Now, I don't know that anomalous AIs even are enough to stop 173 from moving. So I do not believe that is a suitable plan. You must study more. You're going to need some more outside-the-box thinking. The real question is why we keep SCP-096 on Earth when we have enemies to find him. Just send him deep in space or underground. Well, first of all, Journey of Games, please remember, SCP-096 is not a him, it is an it. All anomalies in containment are objects, not people. Don't humanize the anomalies, they are its, not he's or she's. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols. Secondly, if we send it deep in space or underground, it would simply burrow out and do the murder. And then, you see how fast 096 can run. It has strong legs. It does not skip leg day. It would use its very powerful squat booty to jump into the atmosphere, back to Earth, and get them. If a version of my OC is a researcher for the Foundation, can I count myself as a researcher, at least for character purposes? Intern voices, I don't see why not. Even if you're not canon on the wiki, you can still just play around in off-site places. Who's gonna stop you? I mean, for blind people, if there's a maintenance issue. Okay, yes, I guess we can send people in blind to fix maintenance issues, but there's not a lot of maintenance issues in a big metal box. It's not really something we have to deal with. Hey, Dr. Sherman, is there any information about the Oniroi Collective you can share with the chat? Intern Stoikova. Intern Stoikova, the answer is, they're really kind of hard to understand. They're all up dream people. It's a weird thing. They're very amorphous. So what I would do is I would go to the Oniroi Collective hub. I would read a bunch of their articles, and I would do my best to cobble together from the dream logic an idea of what they are. I wonder if I can find a simplistic explanation. Let's see what this says. The Onerai... Alright, so this comes from Ocean McMahon on r/SCP. Let's see what they've got to say. The Onerai Collective is a bit of a confusing GOI with a couple different interpretations, so I'll try to explain as much as possible. Basically, people dream, and the dream space with which those dreams are set are populated by the Onerai, or dreamers. The Onerai Collective is a group of these Onerai attempting to benefit themselves and other Onerai via various methods. This is what most Onerai SCP articles are, such as 1498, 2028, and 2876. There are other groups of Onerai, such as Onerai West, which is the most human-like Onerai group, and Zupanya, which is more explored in the Zupanya series. Use the link provided by Satpat Kataduk to access the hub, which has all the Onerai articles. So yes, that is how I would go investigating were I you. Intern Starbricks, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Please grab yourself a mocha latte on your way past the commissary. How are you today, Dr. Sherman? I am doing quite well. Found a very deep and good SCP. Happy days. Also, I built an SCP foundation in Minecraft. Intern Nothingness, I need you to clarify for me. Are you talking about literally in the game Minecraft, you built an SCP foundation? Or are you saying this colloquially in the I'm going to make a threat of some source, but say in Minecraft so people don't send the FBI after me? Did you actually build an SCP foundation and you're saying in Minecraft so we won't get mad at you? Which is it? Please clarify. Both, you say? That's even more confusing. Please send me details of this, so I can verify the veracity of your claims. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Good to be back. I've been studying more on the clowns I've been seeing, and I found out species was SCP-2734, aka Exodus of the Clowns. 2734, you say? My fears are growing. Oh, not the clowns I thought they were. Okay. Well, at least these clowns are not milkable. Happy for that. Oh no. They might be actually milkable clowns. No, okay, this is not related to Herman Fuller's. Whew! That was a close one. Oh no. The following text was written on a piece of stationery found crumpled up in a wastebasket inside SCP-2734-2 cell. It is believed that he may have been trying to communicate with the Foundation through writing, being too distressed to discuss his background in person. They made me mop the floors. The humans. They made me work 16 hours a day. No breaks. I didn't complain. I didn't want to think about what they do to me if I complained. I might have been sent to illegible scribblings. I had not seen my family and friends in months. I also didn't want to think about where they were. I still don't. I tell myself they're okay. I keep mopping the floors. I don't complain. I'm not sure they need me to mop the floors. Don't they got drones for that? I don't know much about humans except how they cage us. Why do they make me mop the floors? I don't ask. I don't complain. One day they make us lift barrels into a truck. Why don't they use legible scribbles? I don't ask. I just lift the barrels. Me and Gorn. The few clowns left. The barrels were heavy. My back was aching so badly. But we loaded the barrels best we can. One of the last barrels I slip. The barrel slips from my hands and falls to the ground. It makes a loud sound as it hits the ground. Louder than it should have. The lid flew off. Liters and liters of green liquid pour out. Liquid and something else. Stench hits me hard. I feel like I'm gonna vomit. There's the green liquid and also hundreds of tiny red balls. I recognize the green fluid, some kind of preservative. It takes longer to recognize the red balls. I jumped down and picked one up. Then it hit me. They were clown noses. Hundreds of clown noses, sliced clean off our faces. When I turned it over, I could see the rotting meat inside. I looked behind me. I could see 30 other barrels in the truck. The rest of the document is scribbled out. What the fuck? SCP-2734. Okay. You go read the rest of SCP-2734. I've only got 10 minutes more on stream, so I'll read the rest later. But wow, did that hook me? Yeesh. Okay, 2734. I don't even know your full game, but you got enough ball for me to upvote you. Jiminy sakes. Intern voices. You're thinking about Dr. Lachlan Cairns, otherwise known as SCP, I forget his number. (8586). You're looking for SCP-8586. Intern voices. Can we please get a reading because the voice acting is crazy? Lol. Intern Tambari. You must have missed the news. The SCP fandom as a whole has basically come to a consensus that Dr. Elias Shaw was too weak of a replacement for Dr. Bright. Just a copy and paste name change without changing the issues. So Dr. Shaw is now on the Bruno list. Many are calling Dr. Shaw Bruno Jr. We don't talk about Dr. Voice. We do not talk about Dr. Bright. We do not talk about Dr. Shaw. Sorry, jumping through names. Intern voices, thank you for telling me that's a great voice choice. I enjoyed that character. Also, speaking of my voice choices, if you are a fan of Mr. Illustrated on YouTube, a fellow SCP YouTuber, I highly implore you to become a patron of Mr. Illustrated right now, because early access is myself and Radiger co-starring on the channel to read SCP-6059, The Ball Pit Monster. And I will spoil this for you because it's just going to make it so much cooler as you think about it. In that reading, I am Dr. Rosemary, the researcher. Radiger is the Ball Pit Monster. It's very exciting. Also, is that the doctor's name in 6059? Did I just make up a name? I know it's Zachariah. I was right. Dr. Zacharias Rosemary. Cool. So yes, become a patron of Mr. Illustrated to get early access to Radiger and I interview logs in The Ball Pit Monster. Intern Rosemary, thank you for, I think that's your first super chat of today? No, second. Thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, just letting you know I'm going to borrow SCP-105 and 105B. Don't worry, I'll bring them back intact. What are you doing with Iris Thompson? What are you going to do with this resource? It's a very chaotic resource. Something very strange could happen depending on what you're planning. I want to know your research purposes. DJ, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure the chat will keep it 100 at your urging. It's a bit taller. There we go. Are these clowns aggressive? Springy boy, you'll have to read 2734 to find out. From what I read, did not sound so aggressive. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. Rosemary, thank you for sending 2 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They were a 5-star team until Robert sent 1 star to make it a 1-star team with an extra prestige rank. And by the way, chat, we have 7 minutes left in stream. 7 minutes. as a time check. Dr. Sherman, if you like 2882, you may also like 3550. They're actually at Site 42, so they're one of my engagement charges. Her name is Lily, good example of our protocol for getting too attached. You're talking about getting too attached and also not using proper pronoun parlance protocols? I wonder if there's a connection there. I wonder if I was right the whole time, I'll just say. I'm just saying. Not saying I told you so, except I'm totally saying I told you so. Robert, thank you for sending another star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have made the chat a 2-star team. Jim Biggio's story in the Heroverse is learning to control his powers while dealing with his variant. Again, his. Who has mastered the power and is a supervillain. Less Reverse Flash, more like the Rogues. I'm not deep enough into Flash lore to know what the Rogues is. But, good luck writing it. SCPs are beings too, or at least some are. They are objects, not people. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols. We follow protocol here. Intern Rosemary, thank you for donating again to say, don't be so concerned, Thompson is safe, I think. You might see why that concerns me. 105 is a useful resource. Can I be a D-class now? You don't have to ask me twice. Go ahead, Saunders. Have fun. For as long as your, well, rather short lifespan will be in the job. Robert, thank you for sending 4 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will spend it wisely. I fire you. Intern HD, more like I fire you out of SCP-1543-J, the Sun Launcher. Into the sun! Intern Rosemary, thank you for sending 2 more stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have upgraded them to a 4-star chat. I have that same shirt. Nice, Intern Goober. It's got very nice coloration. I got this as a gift from a student. You must be looking pretty sharp out there. Robert, thank you for sending another star. The chat is now a 5-star team for the time being. We'll see if they can maintain that for 3 more minutes. Dr. Sherman, SCP-666 is trying to eat me. Intern Random Poster, are you high? SCP-666 is a yurt. A tent. It is not a living being that can eat you. Now, it is meant that if you go inside, it teleports to somewhere that has the thing you're addicted to, be it drugs or cigarettes or alcohol or whatever. And if you partake in said addiction inside the yurt, the people inside will beat the ever-loving hell out of you. So if you were saying I went into SCP-666, and then got the shit kicked out of me, I would tell you you should have not partaken in your addiction. What is a not deer, Dr. Sherman, if you don't mind explaining, please? Well, Intern Cully, the best I can tell you is there are deer. That is exactly what it is, or isn't, in this case. But I would look into the SCP-6448 documentation for more details. Site-42 staff, we have made it to the end of today's stream. And as I do, I tell you guys at the end of stream my favorite SCPs. It's a tradition around these parts. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site-42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs that I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people often ask about in the chat during stream, but then when I tell them this nice big glaring hint about where to look for the links, they don't think to look there. So sad for them. But not you guys. You guys are clever. You'll find the links. And when you do, you'll have the opportunity to become a Site-42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to help out the Site-42 staff, as well as help us with our various projects, including the Diplomatic Envoy project that we are ongoing next week. So we thank you for your generosity if you're able to help us out. And if you can't because you're part of the Broke Gang, do not fret. We understand Broke Gang. We're an arts community. Starving artists are a well-known fact here. But you can still help us out by being a member of Mobile Task Force Site-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes, clips, edits, out-of-context compilations, etc. You are helping us to make bigger and better SCP projects, and that means sharing for Site-42 as well as the projects we support. The SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, merch makers, etc. We thank you for your service, making a bigger and better SCP Foundation art community. Now, I see some donations have come in during my outro. Let me catch up. Ace of Luck, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a turkey leg on your way past the commissary. SCP Idea, a McDonald's with a working ice cream machine. It functions like any other McDonald's, but the ice cream machine never breaks. Yeah, that is quite anomalous, in fact. How far away is he from the money con goal? Journey of Games. It's not so much a set goal at this point, because I have already made the purchase and taken the time off, on faith. However, I would say that approximately since I have made the announcement, probably about $600 to $700 has been made, total donation since then, which covers almost the ticket, which was $835. And if VIP opens up, which is an additional $700, then having the opportunity to get even more face-to-face time with the creators and people involved, I would take that to do the best I could for this mission. And of course, there's the depending $500 to $800 I miss from missing a week of work. So, I obviously am going to pay for some of this out of pocket, but the more you guys can help out, the more I appreciate it, because it's a lot. Robert, thank you for sending 4 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend them wisely. Kaiju Paradise, thank you for sending What? Yes, thank you for sending apparently 100 press Fs to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Chat, you had better pay the hell some respects. And then Robert, thank you for sending 5 sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will enjoy cleaning out 5 more glitter bombs. Do. My favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, and on content warning on this one's a rough read. Site-42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Is it worth it? Can you even hear me? Standing in your spotlight on me. Not enough to feed the hungry. Tired and I felt it for a while now in this sea of lonely. The taste of ink is getting old. It's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and each day gets more and more like the last day. Still I can see it coming. While I'm standing in the river drowning, this could be my chance to break out. This could be my chance to say goodbye. At last it's finally over. Couldn't take this town much longer. Being half dead wasn't what I planned to be. Now I'm ready to be free. So here I am. It's in my hands. And I'll savor every moment of this. So here I am, alive at last. And I'll savor every moment of this. The credit song is The Taste of Ink by The Used. Be safe, be well, Site-42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.